Welcome to Path Dynamic, where we don't just talk motivation, we build beasts. This is the place where your excuses come to die and your discipline gets reborn. We break limits, crush comfort, and design unbreakable mindsets. So buckle up because this path ain't safe, but it's worth it. There's something about true discipline that freaks people out. You ever notice that? Folks love talking about goals, dreams, hustles, but the second they see someone actually living that grind, no breaks, no excuses, they start backing up like, "Whoa, chill, bro, you're too serious." Nah, that's the point. See, real discipline isn't shiny. It's quiet, it's raw, and it's scary because it exposes everyone else's lack of commitment. Motivation feels good, but discipline, that's surgery for your soul. Most people want the results, not the routine. They want confidence without consistency. They want success, but still want to sleep in. But here's the truth. Discipline doesn't care about your mood. It doesn't ask if you're tired. It doesn't need you to like it. It just demands one thing: show up. Because once you build that kind of discipline, you stop relying on emotion. You stop waiting for motivation. You just move, cold, calculated, unstoppable. That's when the world starts calling you crazy or obsessed. But deep down, they're scared. Because your consistency shows them what they could have been if they didn't quit. That's the scariest part. Your brain ain't lazy. It's scared. It's been built to keep you safe, from lions, danger, and now, from discomfort. The problem? Comfort's the new killer. See? Every time you try to level up, your brain screams, "Yo, what if we fail? What if we look dumb?" It's survival mode pretending to be logic. That fear is disguised as procrastination. It's disguised as overthinking. That "I'll start Monday" talk? It's not laziness, it's fear. And people fear discipline because it holds a mirror up to their excuses. When they see someone eating clean, waking up early, training when no one's watching, it shakes their comfort. It shows them they could do more, but they won't. That's why when you get consistent, people act weird. They'll joke about it. They'll say you're too intense. Nah, they're just uncomfortable watching someone do what they're too scared to try. Discipline is scary because it demands responsibility. You can't blame anyone when you fail. It's all on you. But once you push through that fear, something wild happens. The same thing that scared you starts to empower you. That routine becomes your armor. The grind becomes peace. And you realize most people don't hate discipline, they just hate accountability. But if you can stare that fear dead in the face and move anyway, you're already built different. Every person hits that one crossroads. Two paths. On one side, the easy lane, excuses, maybe tomorrow, scrolling, wishing. On the other side, the hard lane, pain, early mornings, sacrifice, and silence. Most people live their whole life parked right in the middle, thinking about it. The scariest part? That middle never moves. There's a moment, a split second, or when you either do it or you don't. That alarm rings and your brain whispers, "Bro, 5 more minutes." That's the moment that decides your future. Because discipline ain't some big heroic act. It's micro decisions stacked on each other. It's saying no when no one's watching. It's picking the pain that pays off instead of the comfort that kills you. You either get uncomfortable now or regret it later. Once you choose that hard path enough times, it starts changing you. Your body adapts, your mind hardens, your confidence skyrockets. That's when people start saying, "You've changed." Yeah, no kidding, that was the whole point. Because every time you choose discipline over comfort, you split from the person you used to be. And the further you walk down that path, the more that old version of you starts to fade, until one day you look back and realize you're not him anymore. You're something scarier. Here's the real secret no one wants to talk about. The most disciplined people don't rely on motivation. They rely on systems. They don't wake up like, should I work out today? No, it's already decided. No emotion involved. They built routines so tight they could do it half asleep. That's what separates the consistent from the casual. The consistent don't try, they just do. You want to know why that works? Because every time you make a choice, you burn brain energy. It's called decision fatigue. But when you schedule it, when you make it non-negotiable, you save energy for execution. Discipline is less about being strong and more about removing choices. Want to work out daily? Set one time, one place, same playlist, same clothes. Make it automatic, no questions asked. When your brain knows what's coming, it stops arguing. And here's the wild part. After a few weeks, that grind starts to feel natural. You stop thinking about it. You just move. That's when people start saying, "Man, how do you stay so consistent?" You don't. You just stop negotiating with yourself. That's the point where discipline becomes effortless. And that's what scares people most. Because when your consistency turns robotic, you're not human to them anymore. You're a machine. Let's be real. The first stage sucks. You're hyped for 3 days, then your brain starts fighting back. You're tired. You deserve a break. One day off won't matter. It's a trap. Every single voice in your head is trying to protect your old identity. That's the internal war. And most people tap out right there. You'll wake up sore, cranky, unmotivated, and you'll think something's wrong with you. Nah, it means you're right on track. That pain, that resistance, that's your mind testing if you're serious. Discipline ain't built in peace. It's forged in rebellion. Rebellion against your own weakness. Every "nah, I'll skip today" that you ignore is a rep. Every "I'll quit" moment that you override adds armor. You don't need motivation every day. You need defiance. Here's the truth. The first 2 weeks are hell. You're not failing. You're rewiring. You're teaching your brain who's in charge now. And the cool part? Once you survive that chaos, the noise starts to fade. Because your mind stops arguing with results. When it sees you're serious, it adapts. So when you hit that internal war, don't run. That's your boot camp. That's where 95% fall off and the 5% get forged into monsters. Then comes the next level, friction. You're consistent, but now life starts testing you. Your schedule blows up. People talk trash. You're tired, sore, maybe even broke. That's the breaking point. This is where the average person says, maybe this isn't for me. But here's what they don't get. The breaking point isn't a stop sign. It's the door. Pressure creates diamonds, right? That's not just a quote, it's physics. You can't get stronger without resistance. When life throws chaos at you, don't back off, smile. That's proof you're leveling up. Because the real test of discipline isn't when it's easy. It's when everything's falling apart and you still show up. Every bad day you survive makes the next one easier. And the people calling you crazy? They're the same ones watching Netflix while you're working on your legacy. They'll laugh now, but trust me, they'll study you later. That breaking point, that mental storm, is where the weak get filtered out. Push through, and you'll start to notice something wild. It doesn't get easier. You get harder. That's when discipline stops being painful and starts being addictive. One morning, you'll wake up and realize you're different. No drama, no excuses. You just move. You'll hit the gym before the alarm. You'll start working before everyone else wakes up. You'll say no to things that waste your energy without even thinking. That's the scary version of you being born. Because now discipline isn't what you do, unstoppable. It's who you are. That's when the world starts calling you crazy. They'll say, or you're obsessed. You're too much. Deep down, nah, you're just scared. You'll notice they'll try to show them what they could have been if they didn't quit. Hate you. That's the scariest because you remind them. Your brain.
Here's the cold truth. Your growth will trigger people. They'll say you're acting different. You are. They'll say you're too serious. You are. Because when you start showing up every day, their excuses stop working around you. Discipline exposes weakness without saying a word. You don't even have to preach. Your presence preaches for you. You make lazy people feel lazy. You make talkers go silent. You make the someday crowd realize they've been lying to themselves. So don't take their hate personally. Take it as proof you're rising. Because the day your consistency starts making people uncomfortable, that's the day you know you've crossed into rare territory. You've become someone they can't ignore, and that scares them. Good, keep going. There's discipline that builds habits, and there's discipline that builds identities. The second one? That's the scary one. When you stop saying, "I'll try," and start saying, "I am." I am the type of person who shows up. I am the type who keeps promises. I am the type who doesn't quit. That's the shift. Because once your brain labels something as identity, it stops negotiating. You don't try to brush your teeth, you just do it. Same thing here. You don't try to work out, you are someone who trains. You don't try to stay disciplined. You are discipline. That's the scariest version of you because it's permanent. People can't compete with that. Life can't shake that. And when you hit that level, you don't need hype music, you don't need motivation. You just move, with calm violence and quiet consistency. That's unbreakable identity discipline. You'll hit a point where you barely recognize yourself. The procrastinator's gone, the excuse maker's buried. What's left is precision. You eat cleaner, think sharper, walk taller. You don't chase results anymore, results chase you. People start asking, what changed? Everything. Because you didn't just tweak habits, you rebuilt your whole wiring. You became the kind of person who doesn't need to get ready. You stay ready. That's what discipline does. It rewrites your DNA. And when others see that calm, scary focus in your eyes, they'll know. You're not like them anymore. Your evolution on legs. So here's the question. Are you ready to become unrecognizable? Are you ready for the kind of discipline that scares people? Not because it's loud, but because it's relentless. This path ain't easy. It's not supposed to be. But if you walk it long enough, you'll stop chasing motivation and start becoming momentum. That's the scariest discipline of all. When you stop doing it for the world and start doing it because it's who you are. Welcome to the other side. Welcome to Path Dynamic.